Alright everybody, we cooking today, and I'm gonna start off everything like I start everything else with the Trinity. But I've got this idea, not the recipe idea because it's not the same recipe, but from Sarah, Lippy Lady. Y'all probably follow her, I'll tag her. She made a loose meat stew. I have never made it like that, but I do make meatball fricassee, which everybody loves, or hamburger steaks, pretty much the same recipe. Instead of spending an hour making meatballs like I usually do, why did I never just think of just leaving the meat loose? I don't know why that hasn't crossed my mind before, but because I watched one of her videos, it did, and so that's what we're gonna cook. We got some local rice from Rain. Gotta get you some Louisiana rice. I got my new little food processor thing my mama got me for Christmas, which is great, and it works so well that I just wanted to tell y'all. It was on sale for like 50 bucks on Amazon. It's a, I don't know how to say it, Koios, and I have like, look, just from slicing the onions in half right now, I can't see. Super sensitive eyes when it comes to onions, so all I had to do was chop those in quarters, which still messed me up. But watch this. Do you know how much time that saved me? We do the Trinity for every meal. We chop vegetables, which, like, just the vegetable chopping, which is usually twice this for all of our recipes because I feed 3 families. Takes almost an hour just to chop the vegetables. Thanks, Mom. First thing I'm going to do is brown all this ground meat. This is probably 2.5 pounds. Now that we got this browned, I'm going to take all this meat out, but I'm going to leave the grease. Usually, if y'all see all my videos, I just make a roux out of, you know, from scratch. Today I'm going to leave this grease, and I'm going to use the jar roux that I have, but it needs grease because it's kind of dried up a little. The jar roux that I buy is just literally flour and oil. Today I'm feeling lazy, so that's what we're going to do. This one is the Ragin' Cajun Authentic Roux. Turn my fire down to low, and I'm just making sure I got all the meat out. This little roux has been picked up for a little while. That's why it's kind of, after a little bit, it just kind of dries out. Into that grease, and we'll start stirring it. Get rid of the rest of this jar. The theme tonight is time saving. So as you can see, I just used this jar roux. We'll get this going. I already used my food processor. I'm not making meatballs. It's all about saving time tonight. And that just saved about 45 minutes to get it to this color. And I'm gonna cut my heat up a little bit now that I got it where I want it. We're going to put in all these vegetables, and this is going to be what takes the longest of everything. But I do have them chopped up fine enough. It shouldn't take too long. Cook these down in the roux for about 20 minutes and get them completely tender. This main thing is your roux could still burn, so just keep stirring it. Y'all don't come at me for that jar roux either. I got a 10-month-old grandbaby, 2 children living in my house. On top of that, got to take care of my fiance. Parents live 3 doors down. That is, my life is just usually cooking and taking care of other people. Sometimes you got to take a shortcut. You can't just all be authentic, completely, you know, from scratch every day, all the time. It's going to be really thick, and like as you go, all you got to do is just move it off the bottom. Sometimes when you're doing this, you got to hand it off to somebody else and let them stir. You walk away for 1 minute, you're going to have a scorched pot, you're going to have to start over. See, now that you got it cooking for a few minutes, it's starting to loosen up. It's not quite so pasty. We're going to call this a loose meat fricassee. So right here, while I got it cooking and bubbling really good, I'm going to drop in onion powder. Yes, they got tons of onions. Yes, I'm putting onion soup mix in it. It don't matter. In Louisiana, that don't matter. Garlic powder, and yeah, I'm going to put minced garlic, but that don't matter either. What's happening right now is those vegetables are sweating out and they're starting to get tender, and the liquid from the vegetables is thinning out your roux. And these vegetables are tender, so I'm going to take a tablespoon of minced garlic, because once again, we're not crushing our own garlic tonight. We are trying to save time. Worcestershire Lipton onion soup mix. I don't even know why. I just like that and stuff. It tastes good. You're just trying to enhance your flavors. And then some paprika, which if you don't know, paprika is nothing but ground up, crushed, dehydrated red bell peppers. That's all it is. 1.5. I have a half left over. You can use water and beef bouillon cubes if you want to, but I just happen to have this one. I gotta go. Got some beef broth. Here's another quart of beef broth. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna add the whole thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and put half in for now. The sweet heat for your meat out of the bag right now because I still didn't stop at Riverside and get my shaker. But you can get yours from sweetheatforyourmeat.com or a local store if you're local. If you look this up on the website, I think it has a list of the vendors. So right now I'm just gonna leave this on the stove. I'm gonna cut my fire down to about a 3 because you know I got this stupid electric stove. So cover this and leave it on 3 for about 10 minutes. And I have no idea when I started the peas and put the meat back in this gravy and didn't record it. But I just put all of that meat back in here and just started letting it cook. And we're going to let that cook for about 30 to 45 minutes by itself. And we just cooking plain peas on the side with butter, salt, and pepper. If you got a little bit more oil on there than you want, just go ahead and skim it off like this. Just kind of dip. Spoon on the edge and get that grease out. Put it in a bowl on the side.
Officers begin sourcing surveillance video along the route.
It shouldn't be a whole lot. So if you can see, I done got most of the grease off of this, but I kind of like a little grease gravy, so I don't mind a little bit of it. I scooped most of it out. You can dip a paper towel on the top if you want to, you know, get a little extra off. And we got our little peas over here cooking down. So y'all, this been cooking for like total about an hour and a half, maybe 2. And my son about to make his plate, so we're gonna show you what it looked like. Rice on the plate. And here's your loose meat fricassee. Let me get you some more gravy.
Thank you.
A little bit more. Get your sweet peas. There's your supper. All right, how'd that taste then?
You do that every time. It tastes good.
Like, what it tastes like?
Like meatball fricassee?
Yeah, except without the meatballs.
Except without the meatballs, yep.
It's done. Ça, c'est bon. Oh my God, attitude for days.